What's up, you guys? My name is Eric Rainey, and today I'm going to show you how to save thousands of dollars by making your own content. Come on inside and let's check out my process. A lot of people ask me questions about how to shoot houses, so I'm going to give you guys some behind-the-scenes tips on how I've been able to save a lot of money making my own content using just my cell phone. First and foremost, I want you to know I am using an iPhone 15 Pro. The reason why I always go for the Pro version is simply because I'm going to get better photos and video. And for what we do, we want to put content out there. It's always better to get the better camera. So now that you have your cell phone, make sure it's fully charged. One of the first things I'm going to do is go ahead and put it on Do Not Disturb. I absolutely hate to be in a flow state. I'm feeling really good. I'm making amazing content, getting good shots. And then I get a phone call, I get a bunch of text messages, I get a bunch of things that interrupt me and take me out of my creative mindset. The second thing, and I promise you guys, this is one of the best things that you can do, is take some sort of microfiber or cleaning cloth and actually wipe off those lenses. All day you're touching your phone, it's in your pocket, it's in your purse, it's on the table. Kids may be touching it with their dingy fingers. The main thing that you want to do, guys, before you start shooting is just wipe off your lens, and I promise you it's going to help you get better shots. All right, so now that we've gotten all that done, some of the best places in the house to shoot are going to be the kitchen, the main living area, so like the living room, dining room, that kind of area, as well as the owner's suite and bedroom. All right, so in this house today, we're going to start out with the kitchen, and I want to get you guys on some really, really basic stuff as far as how to hold your phone, what to shoot, and things like that, right? So we're going to start out with our cell phone. One of the things that I always tell people to do is just get a good steady shot. If you just take both of your hands and hold your phone like this, then you're going to be able to get a much, much more stable shot versus if you're trying to do, move around and do that. One of the best things that you can do, and it makes it super easy, is just to rock forward. And you'll notice a heel-toe pitch in my feet. So I'm literally just doing this with my toes, guys. I'm just rocking them forward to get that little bit of a shot with my cell phone. And the reason that I'm saying to do that is because a lot of times when you're doing your footage and stuff like that in the house, you don't have to be overly creative and you don't have to try and act like you're, a movie producer. Instead, you just need 1 second clips in a bunch of these rooms. And when you put it all together, you're going to have an amazing shot. All right. So to give you an idea about that, especially from the side, you want to tuck your elbows. So that's going to help to give you better stability. You're going to hold your phone here closer to your core, and you're just simply going to take a step forward like that. And that is all you need to do. I highly, highly recommend, guys, that you do this a few times. It's better to have too much footage versus too little footage, because you don't want to come to an amazing house like this and then back at home looking at all your footage only to realize you did not get the shot that you wanted. All right, so I'm gonna show you how that works in real time. So for instance, in a house like this, we want to get an amazing shot with this kitchen. So I'm gonna do something as simple as, I'm gonna switch over to a wide angle as well. And so now, in this case, all I gotta do, guys, is just move forward like that. And that's it. So basically, I'm just going to repeat that all throughout the house. I'm looking for lots and lots of really, really beautiful angles and things like that in the house. Details. So you have the gold here. You have the silver. It's a gas range. You have the gold accent up here, as well as the beautiful tile backsplash. All of these things are things that you can highlight when you are putting together your reel. You do want to be able to show the entire space. So you're going to show more of like a framing shot, a medium shot, and then a detail shot. So in this particular case, we could show the details, pretty much show the entire space of the kitchen, right? Then I want to come in, I want to get a little bit closer, showing a medium shot, so something like the one that we just did. And then I want to get really close, and that's going to be our detail shot. And that is where I'm going to come in somewhere like down here to highlight the gold and the transition of the colors, and just come around here really, really slowly. Again, notice I'm still holding the phone with both of my hands. I'm tucking my elbows. My stance is stable, and I'm really just rocking side to side in this case. So that's all we're going to do to shoot this whole house. We're either going to go forward like this, mostly from a heel to toe, or we're just going to kind of rock side to side to get that nice stability. The other thing, guys, you got to pay attention to this is don't go too fast. If you're a little bit older and you know what the Blair Witch Project movie is, it had a disclaimer at the beginning saying that you may get motion sickness because they're doing so much of this. And honestly, I've seen a lot of realtors and how they film houses, and they do it rapid. It's, hey, check this out. And then you're over here, and then you're over here. You have to slow it down because when it comes to editing, and especially if you're not a professional, doing it a little bit slower and having a nice, smooth, steady video is going to do so much better for you guys. So I'm going to give you a rundown of the stuff that I'm using. First, it's going to be a DJI Gimbal. This one is super handy because this allows me to get those super smooth shots, especially with my cell phone. All right, so once you get your DJI and you go ahead and turn it on, it automatically will pop up and it's going to look like that. You're going to want to put your clamp onto the back of your phone. I'm using an iPhone and I specifically have a MagSafe case. One of the things that I love about this is that I really just have to get this in the center of that MagSafe case and it's going to be balanced. One of the things that you also want to pay attention to is that it is centered. So if you don't have a MagSafe case, you just have to do it by yourself. Make sure it's centered, it's level, because it's going to make a difference on how it sits onto the gimbal itself and the kind of shots that you're able to get. So it's going to come in real handy. But once that's done, all I do, I'm just going to take this, again, that magnet, make sure it lines up and put it on there, and then bam. So from there, I hit the double click button and it straightens up automatically and I'm ready to go shoot the house. A lot of people ask me what exactly is a gimbal because you see me using it sometimes. So a gimbal is a stabilizer for your cell phone, and what this does is it allows it to move around and stay completely stable to get you a nice smooth video, right? So the awesome thing about this, kind of thing about like a bird's head where you're able to move them around, it's the exact same thing. And this is how I get those amazing shots. So that's how I'm getting these smooth shots of you guys right now, right? Yeah. All right, guys, so let me show you how I would shoot something like this bathroom. Really, all you need to do, you don't need to go in here and change a bunch of settings or anything like that. Literally turn it on, attach your phone, open the app. This is what the app looks like. So it's basically its own version of a camera setting. There is a little dial over here, and you're going to use that to be able to zoom in and zoom out. And that is pretty much all you guys are going to need. So the record button is right here. We're going to hit that and we're going to be able to start recording. But first, the other feature, and this is truly how I'm able to get some of these nice, easy shots, is all you have to do is select. Actually, let's come a little bit closer, guys. Let me show you how to get these awesome shots, right? So we're going to come in here and we're just going to draw a box around whatever the item is. We're going to hit record, and then we're just going to back up real slow. So now the other thing that we can do is if you want to get that kind of like motion, I take it and I come around this way. And if you notice, I'm actually waving my arm behind my back. If you're walking backwards in a house, I promise you this is a good trick. I start waving my arm behind my back just so that as I'm coming up to something, I can avoid it and it lets me continue to get my shot. The other thing, guys, with your shot, it's called a crab walk. And I know if somebody's watching you, you're going to feel really, really crazy doing this, but I promise you'll get better shots. So just give it a try, learn how to do it, and do it well. But it is pretty much you're going to get down low and you're going to want to take these gentle steps coming backwards. This is really going to allow you to leave your upper portion, your torso, at a more consistent level so you don't get that up and down. A lot of people walk like this, right? So you don't want to do that. All right, cool. So we got that shot. Next up, I'm going to get a shot of this beautiful shower, especially with these big overhead sprinklers. So literally I would step into the bathroom, and this is a shot I've done before in a $5 million house that did really good. But I start to back up like this. I come up, I get that, speed up right here, slow down, get that, and come back around, right? So one of the things that I love about videography and love about how to do these house tours is if you're giving them motion. So you'll notice that the whole time I wanted to keep this thing in motion while it was going. And even though I could have stopped here, when I'm coming down, I'm actually coming backwards a little bit. All right, so when you're shooting a bathroom, one of the hardest things to do is not be in the mirror yourself when you're shooting. So how do I do this where I'm not in the camera? And so you're able to do something like that. And so this pretty much gives me the full shot without being in the camera. But I mean, a lot of it just comes down to how you tilt it, right? So I'm able to get pretty much this whole thing and you don't see me in the reflection. Now you can also think about this way where you're going the opposite, right? So we could start this video over here, coming around, And then I'm able to come around this way and go about it in this manner and come this route. And then it will show the whole bathroom without ever putting me in the shot. I don't want to leave this one out, but we're going to save this one for a future video actually. So if you're very interested in learning more about the Sony camera that I use and how I use this to shoot a lot of the YouTube videos that I personally am making, then just leave a comment and I'll tell you more about this Sony camera, how I use it, and why it's great for vlogging. All right, guys, thanks for checking out today's video where we told you all about the different tools that we're using and how easy it is to make really, really good content for your channels and your social media. Stay tuned for the very next video because I'm going to be going over the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, which has become one of my favorite tools to use for making house tour videos.